ZS Aero from ZEP Solar offers the industry's fastest and least expensive way to install ballasted commercial rooftop PV arrays. It eliminates the need for mounting rails, requires very few parts, and simultaneously accomplishes structural and grounding connections. This video introduces ZS Aero and illustrates its method of installation. ZS Aero utilizes ZEP-compatible PV modules that are manufactured with ZEP Solar's innovative ZEP Groove frame design. ZEP-compatible PV modules are designed to receive ZEP Solar hardware that locks into the ZEP grooves. One of the chief benefits of ZS Aero is the ultra-low parts count and the elimination of separate fasteners such as nuts, bolts, and washers. ZS Aero includes the row connector, the ballast pan, the front leg, the rear leg, the diffuser support, the wind diffuser, and the ground ZEP. The front leg contains a special geometry designed to mate with the ZEP groove. And the rear legs contain ZEPs, which are subcomponents that lock into the ZEP groove and provide the structural and grounding connections. Each ZEP has a key side and a tongue side. Once the PV array mounting area has been established, lines are marked in the nominal east-west dimension, marking the line to which the front legs will be set. The row connector locations are then marked at an east-west spacing of module width plus 1/2 inch, and the row connectors are laid out at their approximate locations. Next, the ballast pans are set on top of each row connector, and ballast blocks are laid in the ballast pans along the front row. Then front legs are installed along the front row line. The front leg is installed by inserting it at an angle, sliding it into place, and clicking it downward. After the front legs are set, the first module is dropped into place by setting the ZEP groove of the PV module onto the front leg at a greater than 15-degree angle and rotating downward. Next, the first rear leg is installed by inserting its ZEP key into the ZEP groove of the module and rotating it downward into position. The rear leg is then snapped onto the row connector. After the second module has dropped into place, the second rear leg is installed at the module's seam by sliding the key and tongue sides of the leg ZEP into the ZEP groove of both modules at an angle such that the ZEP key is oriented parallel to the groove. Then the leg is rotated downward and snapped into the row connector. This is repeated for subsequent modules along the front row. At the end of the row, a ground ZEP is installed in order to receive an equipment grounding conductor. Next, the first diffuser support is installed by rotating it downward onto the ZEP groove. Once the diffuser support is in place, the ballast pan is connected by inserting the tabs of the diffuser support into the slots of the ballast pan. Then the ballast pan is set in place. This is then repeated at each module seam and at the end of the row. Ballast blocks are then set into each ballast pan. The first wind diffuser is then installed by lining its slots up with the slots of the diffuser support and then inserting the spring clips to mate the components. This is then repeated along the rest of the row. This process is repeated for subsequent rows. For more information about ZS Aero and other ZEP Solar products, visit zepsolar.com.